Hi everyone, my name's Angie. Welcome to my channel. On my channel I like to do all things homemaking, especially cooking and decorating. Today I'm going to be sharing with you us decorating our family tree and our family room. I like to decorate very traditional, and this year I'm changing it up a bit, so let's go ahead and get into the video. So this video starts 2 weekends before Thanksgiving. We're actually putting our big tree up. This is a 9-foot tree for our family room. And we've had this tree for a while. We just decided to continue to use it. And we're putting on these lights. We actually put lights on, took them off, and put other lights on during the process. These are lights we ended up ordering from Amazon, and they overnight it for free. So these are called cluster lights, and the way we're doing it is we're sticking the light near the trunk of the tree and pulling it out along the branch and tucking it back in so that you have lights on the center of the tree as well as on the outside of it, and it gives it more depth and kind of a 3D look, I guess. And so after we get the white lights on, these are the pure white, which during the day they have a hint of a blue tinge to them, but at night they look more white. And on top of this we're putting these, they look sort of like fairy lights. They're on a thin wire, but they're actually computer operated so that you can connect them to your phone and you can change the colors on them, and you can also change how they twinkle. I'll get into more of that later in the video. So this is just an angel I've had for a long time, and I changed the ribbon on her dress to match the ribbon that I'm going to be using on my tree this year. So this year I'm using ribbon a completely different way. I found this ribbon at Costco's, and I doubled it up, and I'll show you later how I did that. I also have a tutorial that I followed that I'll post in my description below, but I'm just kind of using it as a swag to go around the front of the tree. I'm not taking it around the entire tree, only the parts that are visible. And it's just kind of a draped look with the wire. You can kind of shape it the way you want to. And for this 9-foot tree, I used 7 bows, and it ended up being the perfect amount. Now that the bows are on and adjusted the way I want them, I'm gonna start putting the ornaments on the tree. And these are just ornaments that we've collected over the years. A lot of them have been given to us by family, and we're just gonna fill out mainly the front and side of this where everybody can see. And then I'm gonna go back and add some of the newer ornaments that I bought this year. But these are just more of our traditional family ornaments that have a lot of memories for us. And some of them the kids had made. As I'm watching this, I'm just kind of thinking about some of the traditions that our family likes to do. When the kids were little, we would go on Christmas Eve and drive to some of the neighborhoods that really decorated a lot for Christmas, and we would look at Christmas lights with our hot chocolate and just drive around listening to Christmas music. And I usually try to plan something special to do every year, whether it's a Christmas concert or a play to go to or something. But I've learned that if I don't have anything scheduled, then we don't end up doing anything. So I like planning ahead on some of that. I know in our area there are a lot of small towns that are fun to visit for the day here in Georgia, and there's also a lot of Christmas markets, and so I always try to start looking around October or November to see what Christmas markets will be around here, because it's fun to go see. A lot of things are handmade, and some things are from other countries, so it's just kind of fun to shop and look, and it just makes Christmas more special. I know when our kids were younger, we used to have cookie exchanges, but we don't really do that much anymore, and that was always fun because you got to try other family recipes and cookies that your friends and family make every year, and it just gives you more of a variety of cookies. When we were decorating, I was thinking about how blessed we are to have our kids nearby. They've always come over and helped decorate our tree, even though they all have their own homes. We have a nice dinner and they help decorate. But up until this year, we always decorated the weekend after Thanksgiving. So last night we got our tree up. And today I came in and I added some of the fruit ornaments and the balls. So I got that added onto it today. I really like how the ribbon turned out. And just to show you, I'll put in the video the tutorial I used. But I put two ribbon together with the pipe cleaner, and then I tied this plaid ribbon that has some blue in it in the middle, just in a knot, and let it hang down. But the way I did it is I have one shorter side of the ribbon and one longer tail, and I'll put the link below of the Pinterest tutorial that I kind of went by. But she put her ribbon on the tree different than what I'm doing. She just kind of tucked the longer piece in loops in the tree. And when I tried it, I just didn't really care for how it looked. So I decided to do mine more like a swag. So this is the ending, this is the tail of the longer side. And then I just put a bow kind of where the ending was. And then I made it go down like a swag and just kept attaching them. And this is kind of how I wrapped the longer tail end of that side. And I just did kind of a swag motion instead of doing like a ribbon tuck like you see a lot of people do. And I like how it turned out. So this is day 2, and I'm gonna finish decorating the family room. But I wanted to show you how I did that. One thing I just wanted to mention real quick is we ended up putting lights on our tree twice. We had to take them off and redo them. I ended up getting these cluster lights. I'm not sure why they're called cluster, because I was expecting them to be clusters of lights. But they're actually, I think they're an LED light. This is actually white, but it has kind of a bluish tinge to it. I was afraid to get the amber because sometimes they're too yellow. But at night they actually look whiter than they are during the day. But they have 8 settings on them. And this is the slow fade setting. The other ones are too flashy for me. I kind of like the slower twinkling. But we got 2 strands of those on Amazon. And so we ended up putting those on. And then these lights that are on kind of a fine wire, almost like a fairy light wire, they come like really long. And you can use an app on your phone. There's a little computer connected to them, and there's an app on your phone where you can actually change the colors and also change what they do. And so this is the color we chose were red, green, and blue, and yellow. But you can make them like all red and green. You can make them whatever color you want. You can even make them teal if you want to. So but yeah, you can change the color and you can change how they twinkle and different things, and it just runs off of your phone. So now moving on to the fireplace mantle, and I'm using 2 of the garland I bought at Hobby Lobby this year. I got them on sale for $15 each. And I am wiring them together in the center so that they stay together. They've got berries and pine cones on them. And then I got these long pipe cleaner at Hobby Lobby that match the garland. And so I'm using those to tie and hook onto a screw that's actually held in between the cracks in the stone that we have. And now I'm going to just use the garland because the branches kind of bend to hold up this fruit garland that I got at Hobby Lobby. Which this fruit garland was only $7.50 because they have the half off sale. So I'm putting this on here and I'm just doing it across the top here with this. And it's amazing that like when you stand back a couple feet, the oranges look real. Like you can't tell that they're plastic. And these are the cranberry balls I got at Hobby Lobby. I'm just kind of spreading those on. I have those on my garland and on my tree. And then I made some more bows just with a shorter tail on them to match my Christmas tree. And now I'm just adding some more colored bulbs to this so that it all kind of coordinates with the tree. And I'm gonna hang this ribbon hang it down a little bit, attaching it in the center. And then I'm kind of ruffling the ribbon. And now I'm just temporarily hanging our stockings up. These are stockings that I made. The first 2 are me and my husband's from our first Christmas together, and then the other ones I made for the kids. So this is our very first nativity scene from when we were newly married. And I always put it here on our fireplace hearth. I like having it kind of front and center next to the Christmas tree. And you'll see that I end up changing the look of this. Most of the stuff in this video I end up changing the look of after I've done it. In most of my videos, I pre-note and plan ahead of time, and then I undecorate and then decorate for the film. But there's just so much with Christmas that it's too overwhelming to try to do that. So I'm kind of figuring it out as I go. So I ended up taking the trees down that I had next to it, and I ended up using the screenery instead. Here I was just swapping out the blanket and putting this Christmas plaid blanket on my blanket ladder. And now I'm moving on to switching out my pillow covers. I bought these covers at Kohl's last year at Christmas time. They're snowflakes with white and gold on them. And I decided in the center of the garland I was going to add this plaid ribbon that I used in the center of my bows just to help hold it up. So I'm just doing 1 knot and letting it kind of hang down the center. And now I'm adding some bigger bulbs to the garland. And this is green and red velvet ribbon that I'm adding to my lanterns here. And I found this sign at Hobby Lobby this year. Oh, come let us adore him. So here I'm just decorating that little basket that's hanging on my blanket ladder with some velvet ribbon and a blue Christmas bulb. I found these stocking hangers on Amazon. I needed something that would kind of grab onto the stone mantle, and those you can kind of bend and manipulate to where they fit on, and that they'll hold the stockings once they're full. And now I'm adding these lanterns, 1 on each side here. And this is how it looks. So this is the plaid ribbon I've been using. I saw this idea in a magazine, I think last year, where if you tie it around your pillow, it looks like a Christmas package, and I thought that was just a cute idea to make a simple pillow look more festive. So I'm gonna do that with both of my cream colored pillows. And that's what it looks like. So now I'm gonna move on to my bookshelves, and I have 2 platters I'll be using for these. And I'm decorating with some Christmas books that I had. I try to use as much that I already have on hand to decorate, that way I'm not having to pack a bunch of stuff up in order to have room for everything. So these are all family pictures that I'm just transferring from one space to another. And you'll see I end up changing both of these bookshelves by the end of the video. So here I added this little winter cottage that my grandma gave me. And sorry for the lighting here, it was too much light in this corner, but it's just this one area, and I'll have to adjust it. So I'm also using another Christmas platter of a couple on a sleigh, and some more family pictures, and then this little white Christmas figurine set my mom gave me, and some Christmas boxes. I do end up moving that gold framed picture, and this is the final look that I ended up with. So the gold picture ended up getting moved here, and this is a wreath that I added to more ribbon to match the tree, and some fruit slices and different colored bulbs and some lights. And I have this angel I'll be adding, and this Jim Shore nativity, and the table scarf, and that's what it looks like. I'm going to be adding this Santa picture here on the side wall. And I like adding a ribbon above it just to add more color. So this is the look of the fireplace. How it all came together. And we did add the same lights that we have on our tree, on our garland here. And then we also add a wreath up at the top every year. So this is the final look of the room. And there's another garland up there on the railing. A little bit different than I've ever done before, and I think it looks really pretty. I just want to thank you for clicking on my video today and watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please consider subscribing to my channel. It's completely free. And give me a thumbs up if you like my content. And I hope you come back. I'll have more videos coming up in the next few weeks with Christmas. And I'll see you then. Bye.